How's it going, you guys? This is Cast ASP. Um, Being 1 week away from Night of Champions, I figured I'd do some Night of Champions predictions. Although we haven't really we haven't really deciphered the whole match card because all the matches aren't made quite yet, but they will be on Raw. So the first match we have, and this is going to be in no particular order. The first match we're going to have is Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler. I guess. Like I've said in previous videos, I think this is an incredibly dumb feud. You know, if this was your way to push Dolph Ziggler, I mean, kind of stupid if you ask me. But like I talked about Friday, I talked about all the swerves that would be possible, and possible swerve for this match would have been that Lana cost Dolph Ziggler the match, the win. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. I think Dolph's gonna pull it out again. You know, hopefully it's coming to the end of the storyline because I don't think it's a good storyline. Next we have Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and a mystery partner versus the Wyatt family. Um, Obviously, ever since re-recruiting Luke Harper back into the family, um, to really counteract Roman's brotherhood with Dean. Um, Plus, the addition of Braun Strowman was that team's gonna that, that's a that's a team right there. We don't quite know who the mystery partner is going to be just yet, um, but there's been a lot of speculation. Obviously, you've got anybody from Eric Rowan to Baron Corbin to Samoa Joe to the possibilities are endless. And no, it will not be Ryback though, as uh, obviously they haven't put it on the match card yet. But Ryback's Intercontinental Championship opponent, well, I imagine would be Kevin Owens. Maybe it's the Big Show and Kevin Owens interferes. I don't know. I don't quite know how that's gonna get. We'll find out tomorrow, though, obviously. But um, and also to be to be decided tomorrow is gonna be they're gonna be the New Day versus Primetime Players on Raw tomorrow. Winner of that gets the Dudley Boys at Night of Champions. Um, Obviously, they announced it. It's not on a literal match card yet, but obviously, when Edge and Christian were on Raw, uh, Dudley Boys came in and gave them the news that they got from the Authority. Um, Presumably, I would imagine it would be the New Day. I'm not for sure, but um, I'm gonna say New Day wins, and it's Dudley Boys versus the New Day. I see the Dudley Boys winning simply because um, we've. I mean, there's very few teams who will be in the WWE come back after 10 or 11 years of absence and not have a run like the Dudley. I think the Dudley Boys are gonna go on a run here, one last final run, and then retire. I think this is when they win the tag team belts. Um, and you know, it'll be interesting to see, but I think the Dudley Boys are going to win this match. Again, on Raw, Nikki Bella versus Charlotte for the Divas Championship. Presumably, I would think that Nikki Bella would. I personally think that she's going to end up tying AJ Lee's record, but that'll be it. Um, I think she'll tie the record. um, at Night of Champions, but I don't think. I think Charlotte might. I'm gonna take Charlotte in this match because every reason points to it. Um, will it be a clean finish? You never know. I would imagine it being Nikki Bella. Probably it won't be a clean finish, but that could just be, you know, speculation. But I'll take Charlotte. I mean, I think Nikki Bella will win on Raw, but I think there'll be a rematch at Night of Champions, and I'll take Charlotte at Night of Champions. Next one is one of the two biggest matches of the night. The WWE and United States Champion Seth Rollins versus John Cena. Um, John Cena demanded his rematch, and Stephanie McMahon decided to give it to him. Um, there was also rumors about match order because it'll be interesting to see what match order this is in. Whether Rollins and Sting goes first, or Rollins and Cena go first, and then have one of the main event, or one go middle card and then the other be the main event. I don't know. I think the Sting Rollins match will be probably the main event. I would imagine. I don't know for sure, but for the United States Championship. Okay, and I have a couple theories about these two matches that are pretty interesting. Um, one theory is that Seth Rollins, in this case, the United States Championship would be defended first. First, okay, and Rollins would win that, win or lose it. That doesn't really matter for the whole outcome of the theory, really. But what I imagine would happen if whether Rollins beat Cena or not in the main event, I would presume this will be the main event. In the theory, um, Rollins would lose to Sting because of authority interaction, um, and then Triple H would come down, um, attack Sting, and then bring Sheamus down to whoever would win the belt, and that would make him the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's a very interesting theory. Theory number two is that Rollins wins both belts. Um, and if Rollins wins both belts, I think ultimately Sheamus is going to come in at Night Champion, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, barring a setback in the booking. I think Sheamus ends up winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at the end of the night. Um, I think personally, I think Rollins is going to retain both, and then there's going to be some twist and turn at the end that starts. I think Night of Champions will start the Seth Rollins babyface turn. I mean, it won't be like that. You know, it won't be split second or anything. It'll take a little bit of. But what I was talking about yesterday is the if if you're going to take the babyface angle, don't babyface the authority on the cocky champion. Babyface the cocky champion against the authority. Because if the authority turns face, then that's it. I mean, the authority, if they turn face, then Seth Rollins stays heel. And although he's a great heel, I do love Seth Rollins as a heel. But if it ends up being like that, then we could have a jumbled mess. And I'm telling you, WWE would regret turning the authority face. Because having the authority heel is what made, you know, it's what put Reigns over. It's what put Ambrose over. It's what put Daniel Bryan over, having them be heel. Um, and basically, if if Rollins starts his face turn at Night of Champions, that means um, it'll gradually move up, which I think it'll gradually move towards WrestleMania more than likely. Although we're already removed from WrestleMania, but really, unless it's, I mean, there's not really a big pay per view until it's WrestleMania and SummerSlam are the two biggest pay per views of the year. And I would imagine you wouldn't turn Rollins at the biggest pay per views of the year. Could be wrong, but I do imagine there will be a Seth Rollins Triple H feud. Originally, I said that it would be at SummerSlam. Obviously, that didn't happen. Um, but it could happen really at any pay per view. We'll have to see. Because I think ultimately Seth Rollins turning face is, I mean, it doesn't seem right because it wouldn't be right to have all three members of the Shield turn face unless you're gonna put them back together at some point, which I imagine will happen. I imagine they will be put back together if Rollins turns face and Ambrose and Reigns stay face. Then I would imagine they're put Shield back together, unless you're just giving Rollins a singles run and you don't have enough room for three main event players. I mean, there's not, there's very much you can do with having that if you're gonna put them all in singles runs. But those are the predictions from for Night of Champions. Like I said, there could be new matches added to the card eventually. But for now, I think uh, it should be a good pay per view. I mean, this year especially, uh, starting with WrestleMania on, have been great pay per views. I know some people don't like the outcomes a lot of the time, um, but it is what it is. Uh, we all know Vince wants Sting to be champion. That's obvious due to his WCW ties. But we will see what happens at Night of Champions. Remember, Night of Champions is this next week. Make sure you turn into Raw for uh, two championship, well, one championship match and one number one contenders match for the tag team championships. But we'll see what happens with that. Make sure you tune into that. Um, and the WWE Network, obviously, next Sunday. Again, it's $9.99 rather than paying $60 for the whole pay per view. I personally have WWE Network, and I think it is a great, great tool to use. So make sure you tune in to Night of Champions. Anyways, guys, that'll be all for this week. Uh, Next Wednesday, um, we'll talk about. We're gonna talk about something new next Wednesday. We're gonna talk about the Indies and a lot of the talent in the Indies that could come possibly to NXT. So tune into that on Wednesday. That'll be it for me, guys. Keep calm and wrestle on.